It's been 2 days since my epic knee-jerk rant following the conclusion of Twin Peaks: The Return, and I've had some time to digest. Now, I haven't changed my mind, but I've taken time to meditate and ruminate and read theories and really process what was happening, but most importantly, I took the time to watch it again. Not the entire series, mind you, but episodes 17 and 18. I watched them again twice. And with that, upon those rewatches, I think I have come to a conclusion, to a theory that puts Season 3, The Return of Twin Peaks, into a context that just might sting a little less. Put simply, in Twin Peaks: The Return, I think that the Dale Cooper we knew and loved never left the Black Lodge. Now, this scenario is akin to comic book writer Grant Morrison's Omega Sanction, or Doctor Who's Ultimate Prison, or more fittingly, and in line with Lynch's beliefs, the Tibetan concept of the Bardo, the realm of the dead. Now, you might be able to hear the wind howling outside, which seems somewhat fitting. Deputy Hawk foreshadowed in Season 2 that the confrontation with the Shadow Self could utterly annihilate the soul when in the Black Lodge. We know from history, from the end of Season 2, that Cooper lost his battle because he entered the Lodge with imperfect courage, i.e., he traded his soul for Annie's out of fear and attachment versus seeing the truth of oneness in all things. So, the question then becomes, why would the Black Lodge let him out? In the Bardo realm, the soul encounters countless illusions to burn away karma and force the soul to confront its sins and mistakes in myriad realities. Now, Twin Peaks: The Return is one of these false realities, with Cooper splitting himself into two halves, compassion and will, and undergoing a spirit quest to reunite his halves and save the girl. Now, whether it was Annie in the first time, or Laura this time, or Audrey in some other dimension, it doesn't matter because they will all result in failure until their souls choose to save themselves. Cooper even gets glimpses of otherworldly benevolence, of the good side of the Bardo, the giant or fireman who warns him of the path he is on, the signs to look for, and that he is far away, i.e., still trapped in a loop of fractured selves, but he's afforded this moment to breathe and reflect on it. Just like the Tibetan Book of the Dead speaks of, it's an experience of heaven and hell and limbo realms over and over and over again and again and again, but all of them are illusions, manifestations of one's own karma, where the soul witnesses events like they're watching a play unfold, with characters that are essentially aspects and reflections of his or her own soul and memories. In fact, the soul becomes so enamored with and attached to these illusions that they eventually get sucked into and lost within the looping drama itself. Now, what are the big giveaways here from The Return? Well, the big one for me, the major one, is Cooper's superimposed face after Bob's defeat, looking distressed and entranced and hypnotized, witnessing the absurd events that have just passed. Think about it. Lucy shoots the doppelganger and understands cellular phones. Candy, the twit triplets, they bring in sandwiches. Belushi and his mob brother swearing and gaping slack-jawed at the scene. Garden Glove Freddy shattering Bob Glob with a Street Fighter-esque uppercut. Come on, and Cooper doesn't even take a moment to connect with his old friends after spending half a lifetime in curtained purgatory? Then we hear Cooper's distorted voice as the face watches on, unblinking. We live inside a dream. This is his dream of escape from and victory over his spiritual prison. To punctuate this, his dear friend Diane materializes. Now, she's sporting a crimson-fringed wig, like the drapes of the lodge, and black and white nail polish, the chevron floor of the lodge. He succumbs to a moment of attachment and desire, that passionate kiss, which then triggers the start of the real mission. Save Laura. The scene darkens, but the overlay of real Cooper is still witnessing it all, watching silent and helpless as Cooper, Diane, and Cole emerge from the darkness and approach the magical humming door beneath the Great Northern. Now, Cooper's room key, a relic from the original series and intimately tied to his past failures, opens the door. Mike appears. Now, he whisks Cooper through the convenience store portal, now conveniently woodsman-free, failing to notice the Jumping Man, an established lodge spirit from Jeffrey's dream in Fire Walk With Me, who screeched with malevolence, not a good guy. He passes them on the stairway. They enter the room of this story's all-seeing Oz, Teapot Jeffries, who teases a point on the closed loop of infinity, where Cooper will be transported to. Cooper appears to land in the past on the night of Laura's murder and attempts to change her fate. But he loses her and ends up back in the lodge. This is where he re-experiences the moments from episode 1. Is this future or is this past? The lodge version of Leland, a proven liar from the original finale, "I did not kill anybody," tells him to find Laura. Soon after, Laura whispers something troubling to Cooper, screams an unearthly scream, and is yanked from the lodge. So the good Dale pursues again, and again, and again, because this has been happening for 25 years. It's been happening since his first breach of the lodge at the end of Twin Peaks Season 2. It was there, after the failed duel with his shadow self, that he was cursed to non-existence. The core elements of this drama have likely played out in countless ways over the past 2.5 decades. Each loop would feature a version of reality with different characters and choices and key moments of conflict and triumph and setback, but they would all lead to the inevitable conclusion. Cooper fails. So, with that, I believe that Laura's final scream, the one that extinguished the lights of her childhood home in a burst of electric fire, that scream collapses this reality and hits the reset button on Coop's loop. And what do we see and hear after that final soul-crushing darkness? We see the real Cooper sitting back in the Black Lodge, in the spot he never actually left. Laura Palmer, or someone who looks exactly like her, is whispering in his ear. There's a loop of music playing in reverse. Cooper's expression is confused, haunted, maybe even tortured. Like he has just awakened from a terrible dream. And Laura is there to greet him. She leans in and tells him the truth. You were dreaming. You never left this place. And you can never save me until you save yourself. Is this past or is this future? What it is a prison. A prison for the soul.